So we're going. Okay, good.
Oh, finally. Waiting on Nick.
All right, so
One.
one of my top 10 movies is In Bruges.
Yeah.
Martin McDonagh is the director, and this is so tonight we did 7 Psychopaths.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the movie he did after In Bruges, 2012.
I remember seeing the previews for it. I was like, I kind of wanted to see it, and then never went to the theaters to watch it.
Yeah.
2012. I thought it was a little bit older than that.
Because I think, if I remember right, a lot of people didn't like it because they were going in thinking it was going to be like a crazy action movie.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not.
Which is kind of ironic because that's...
I mean, he's definitely kind of in the vein of a Tarantino or a Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
But I think he's...
This didn't feel like either of those.
Well, no, it's somewhere, but he's in that mix of this sort of like... It's very wordy. There's a lot of these kind of joking back and forth. These kind of twists and turns, weird characters.
Yeah.
Like hardcore violence.
Mm-hmm.
That is something I've seen in Tarantino films where there's a juxtaposition of this sort of regular theatrical ultra-violence between something and an interaction you would have with like your brother talking about some dumb shit. Like it felt like...
Right.
Yeah.
It felt like very ultra-violence to just regular interaction. And like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these two guys just dicking off. Obviously been friends a long time. But I like Martin McDonagh more than Tarantino. Honestly, he can make a movie that's not 4 hours long, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, you can stay awake for it.
I haven't watched any of Tarantino's recent movies. I need to, but every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's going to be 3.5 hours. Okay.
That's why I like the Hateful Eight special edition on Netflix.
Yeah.
It breaks it up into like 4 or 5 episodes for
I
it.
do need to watch
Yeah, that one's a good one.
But anyway, let's do
Yeah.
these shots real quick.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
They're not chilled shot glasses.
So, this movie has, in some ways, the plot's kind of complex, and we're not going to go through every step, but the setup's pretty simple. You've got Colin Farrell's playing this guy. He's a screenwriter.
An alcoholic screenwriter.
An alcoholic Irish screenwriter.
Yes. He was fucked from the day he was born.
He's buddies with Sam Rockwell's character, he's in league with Christopher Walken's character, and they kidnap dogs and then collect the rewards and return them back to the owners, which
seems like a cool
perfect
gig.
ultimate scam. Yeah.
Great.
I mean, if you're getting
Perfect grift.
$500 a dog,
Yeah.
man, you can
Ripping
do.
off liberal white women with lots of money.
Yeah.
This has got to be the most, as far as famous stars and cast, is probably the one for us that with the most names in it that we've watched.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely with this one.
We usually watch movies with you don't know who the fuck it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Colin Farrell, you got Christopher Walken, Sam Rockwell. I forgot the dudes' names, but the 2 dudes from Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, those
at
right
the
at the beginning.
Yeah. And Woody Harrelson's in it
Of
too.
course, can't forget Woody
Yeah,
Harrelson.
can't forget him.
Fantastic psycho villain.
Yeah, just wanted his dog. They made him out to be the asshole, but John Wick, no, he's a saint.
Yeah, right. So what happens is, Sam Rockwell's character kidnaps the wrong dog.
Yeah.
Kidnaps this gangster's dog, who is Woody Harrelson. And, you just got psychopaths everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you've got, at the same time, we're seeing Colin Farrell. We're actually seeing pieces of his movie he starts to write.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where the kind of the really wacky shit happens in this movie, and I really like it when he goes to these flashbacks. Well, not flashbacks, but it kind of cuts to his fictional story, and there's just like this super over the top gore out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and this is people's heads getting blown off.
I feel like the director just came up with this idea for a movie of let me do this.
Yeah, how can I put this into this movie? Right.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel that way because and it's just so. It's just slightly too much, too wrong,
Yeah.
but it makes it funny.
Right.
So yeah, that's the setup, and then it's sort of this. They're, it's kind of back and forth between Woody Harrelson trying to find his dog, and then the trio of Christopher Walken, Sam Rockwell, and Colin Farrell. What a great trio!
Yeah.
Those three guys together was fantastic.
I enjoyed their camping scene out in the desert doing peyote.
Yes. And
all three of which have, I think, part of their driving storyline is all three have different kind of agendas, priorities, and concerns, and you're seeing them all kind of pursue them separately, but everything kind of comes back and knits back into itself. I thought that was very interesting. That it all tied back into what each and every one was going through.
well, they all decide to hide in the desert from Woody Harrelson, and then also help him write his movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all, they're getting fucked up on peyote, getting drunk, and then they're writing this movie. Which, that the scene that they describe, like his final scene that Sam Rockwell comes up with, is like, it's almost like something out of like Tropic Thunder kind of shit,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know. What do you guys want to say about this? I've talked enough.
It's a hard movie. As I was watching it and enjoying it thoroughly, it's a hard movie to describe.
What?
I thought it was going to be, while I was watching it, I thought it was going to be a hard movie to describe because the storyline had a lot of different folds and layers to it that I felt like would be hard to just...
Yeah, that's why I'm not trying to even do it. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
run through the whole everything
okay.
that happens. Not really.
I mean, it's just about a screenwriter wanting to make his movie.
Right,
Psychopaths.
I thought it was really funny how all of these people that, as you're watching the film, you're starting to realize these are the people that the movie he's writing is going to be based off of.
Well, yeah,
I thought it was
that's
funny, like...
one of the premise. Yeah, part of the story that we didn't bring up was Sam Rockwell puts out an ad. It's like, I'm trying to help you out with your movie, but I'm going to leave right now.
He puts his
Yeah.
phone number in the newspaper saying, "I'm looking to interview psychopaths."
Yeah, that are better now.
Yes.
But was pretty
So
bad.
that's
back
where we
then.
get
Yeah,
Are you
Tom
well?
Waits' character,
yeah.
which is
Zachariah.
a great story where he's,
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what? There's like three of these things in this movie where there's actually two black and white couples that get together to murder people. Right? So you've got
Tom Waits.
Tom Waits and his one, but
Yeah.
then Christopher Walken and his wife did the same thing because they got revenge for
Oh, yeah. The
Whatever the
for
hell
their
that
daughter being murdered by the
Don't ever
guy. Yeah.
burglarize no judge's home in Delacroix, Louisiana.
The thing is, like, I still don't understand why he slit his throat the same time
oh
the dude slit his throat.
okay, so that story. So
Yeah.
the story is, this guy kills this girl, this Amish girl, which ended up being Christopher Walken. He
Yeah.
follows this guy around and psychologically fucks with him for years until, since he's Amish,
He's hyper.
the absolute way to go to hell is he's going to kill himself.
Yeah.
But at least he'll get away from Christopher Walken, who's been following him and bothering him the whole time. So
Yeah.
he's watching him as he kills himself. Christopher Walken also,
Oh, okay. Now
so
I
he'll
get
go
it.
to hell
Okay.
Yeah,
and
and
still
still be able there to fuck with him. That was,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, that was
That makes sense. Okay. Now I get it.
But yeah, Christopher
Yes.
Walken ends up surviving. But there's that flashback scene where he's fucking standing there and just like blood swirling.
Yeah.
Like, he's like in the hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really fucking funny. Like there's so much funny shit in this, and it's really just, most of it's just the dialogue.
Yeah.
They're like these little jokes. Like the one that comes to mind is it happens like 3 times near the beginning of the movie where Colin Farrell's talking to Sam Rockwell, and Colin Farrell's like, "Huh?" As in, like, it was more of an exclamation, and then Sam Rockwell will repeat the exact phrase. He does it like 3 times, and it's so subtle. It's like I felt like I was the only one that chuckled at it at the time when we were watching it. But yeah, it's just this little stuff like that that's so funny. But we learned that. So at the beginning, Colin Farrell's having trouble writing this story. He's got writer's block. And Sam Rockwell is like, well, how about a serial killer that only kills other mid to high level mafia
and Yakuza.
Yeah. And maybe Yakuza. And he's like, and Colin Farrell's like, oh, that's a great idea. Well, what we learn is that Sam Rockwell is actually doing that.
Yeah.
He's the Jack of Diamonds killer or whatever. And he's running around killing these gangsters. And then later on in the movie, Colin Farrell finds out. He's like, why the fuck did you kill those people? And Sam Rockwell is the craziest person in this movie, definitely. He's like, well, I want to help you write your movie.
Yeah.
Because you're my best friend.
I wonder if the guy that did this, if he was trying to make us feel sad for him towards the end when he dies.
I think so.
Yeah. I felt like he was trying to go for that, but I didn't feel it.
I mean, I'm not crying.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not tear trained to Busan level.
It's not in Bruges level to me.
No, it's not in Bruges level, but I definitely like.
I felt more from Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
he passed and left the last message. Hey, I'm going to help you out with this story.
And he had his own ridiculous end, which was a complete mindfuck.
Well, I thought it was funny you were talking about when he's first pitching the idea, or the Yakuza. He's like, we'll stick to the Mafia because then we don't have to do the Japanese
Fuck with any of that Japanese.
And then it cuts over to a Vietnamese dialogue. And he's doing the Vietnamese priest. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Christopher Walken is like...
and he comes out with nunchucks. He wouldn't have that as Japanese.
He's like, and this hooker, I can't do a good Chris Walken. He's like, and this hooker who happened to study Vietnamese language at Yale.
Yeah.
She turns over and says to him in perfect Vietnamese, like this shit.
Because he was wanting to tell him that women can have dialogue too.
Yeah, it is like he read his on peyote, he read the script. The women even I know. They can string together a sentence or two.
But the funny thing in this movie is that the women all do die. The few women that do speak do die.
Yeah.
Shut a woman in the stomach. You're an alcoholic. You really got to get that drinking. I thought that was pretty funny. Is that all these men are going through mental psychosis, and they're just like, you got to get that drinking under
The serial
control,
killer is like, you need to.
Man, and then at one point, the mafia boss is like, man, this guy's an alcoholic. He gets in the car with him to head back into town, and he's
so I can smell the booze.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's been drinking. Oh God.
It's a hard movie to try and thoroughly outline, but it's certainly worth following.
Shit, I had a point I wanted to make.
Damn, I interrupted.
No, I was trying to dig it. I was trying to dig it out of the back of my mind.
Christopher Walken.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, Christopher Walken is, obviously he's being Christopher Walken, but it's just
one of the many shit.
The dude just does it,
The dude just does it.
He just does his thing, and it's always good.
He murdered a woman on a boat and got away with it.
No, but I mean, Christopher Walken is always good, even though he's just doing himself.
It's just him. Really.
Yeah, but it's always so good.
I know.
You just hear him say shit.
Christian.
You just hear him pronounce words, and it's funny. It's interesting. What is about that guy, man? He's like the most interesting man in the world kind of thing.
I would say that it takes a pretty good writer to be able to write a part for Christopher Walken where it doesn't seem like a very standard part, right? Like, obviously he does his thing.
I have heard that he will try to take over his own parts and redo all of his lines and scenes and stuff.
Remember, we met Jonathan, who has met Christopher Walken. He was in it with him with this voiceover thing.
Oh yes,
and he was like, Christopher Walken came in and was just like,
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
like
he did.
Somebody told us a story about this.
He did it once, and they're like, "Can you do it again?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, that's all you get." And then
that's all you get.
He's like, "No, it's perfect." And then he fucking walked out.
Yeah.
And left. Like, okay, I guess that's all Mr. Walken is doing.
Done with it.
Yeah.
He's Anthony Hopkins level. One and done.
I don't know what else we need to say about this.
I mean, go watch this for sure.
Yeah, it's one you really have to see.
It's another one like this dude that does these movies. for right now, is one of the most original directors
Hmm.
of our time. He's not doing remakes and shit.
Thank God,
He's-
somebody.
He's doing it. I don't know if he writes this, but
I think he writes in.
okay.
So
If he does write it, then
I
awesome.
think so, because there's definitely a style. I mean, did you see 3 Billboards Outside of
I still haven't watched that.
whatever,
Yeah.
Missouri? Yeah. It's something like that. It's Woody Harrelson also plays the villain in that, I think. That one, I think, me and Brian went to see that at Central Cinema.
Yeah.
That's him. It's still got some of the fucked up humor, but it's definitely more of a serious drama.
Yeah.
And I looked him up last night. He's filming another movie right now, so I'll be interested to see what that is. But it seems like he does a movie every 3 or 4 years. But yeah, he's really good. He's like you said, he's
one of the ones. He's doing his own thing. He's not
He's not
fucking-
some fucking mercenary that's going to
Yeah.
do another Disney.
Yeah, let me do
bullshit.
this other remake of a movie.
Yeah.
Let me do this Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's my time
he's
to do a
doing-
Marvel Star Wars
Yeah.
movie or whatever.
No, he's doing an original story, original ideas is what it seems like, it feels like, and it's a good ride. It's a good movie to watch.
It's very
Yeah.
smart. It's funny. Like even little things are. You might not be busted out laughing, but you're like, ha,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, that was the other thing I was gonna say. There is still in this movie very offensive shit,
Oh yeah.
and
Okay,
I
sorry.
appreciate that
Yeah.
so much. Like, oh, yes, bad people can say bad things.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
it's mind-boggling to me that you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
For the most part, like people won't do it. But yes, these bad characters can say bad words.
Yes, because
And
they're bad.
because they're fucking murderers.
care, yeah.
It's psychopaths. It's in the title. All right, you want to go to scores?
Definitely.
I'm gonna give my score. I think this movie, it's like an hour and 50 minutes. I think it's a little too long. I think it stretches out a little bit. I would, I could maybe do to shave off 10 minutes, but I still give it a 5. I still think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It hits everything it needs to hit. The humor, the violence, just the weird characters, the great character. I mean, great actors. This movie is all great actors. So there's not one person you can look at and say that. I mean, fucking Tom Waits with his White Rabbit and shit. And Tom Waits, it's like he does one movie every once in a while, and he always plays this fucking weirdo in the
Always does with the multiple rings on his hands.
Yeah, his fucking fucked up hair, but
Yeah.
he does his thing.
I did like the little post-credit scenes.
The guy from
But yeah, so it's 5 for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into it 5. Like I said earlier, like this dude is doing original writing, original ideas, and you don't see that much these days. They're all, which I love Marvel movies, but it's either superhero movies or remakes here recently, and this guy's doing original ideas, original stories to me. So I love it.
Yeah, he's like an artist. He's
Yeah.
not just a
Yeah,
pay me some money so
Yeah.
I can. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll
He's
direct
doing
this
his
for
thing.
money.
Yep.
Right.
all right, hear me out. I'm actually gonna go 4.5. I thought this movie was very good.
Has Martin ever been to wherever? That,
Oh, was
that
the
bar?
gun? Was the gun?
No.
Was the
Reggie's?
gun
Has
stuff?
Martin been to Reggie's?
No, this movie was
Chicago.
incredible. This movie was awesome.
Were these guns not from Chicago?
I related to some of the characters. I thought it was a very well written movie. It's obviously a very well written movie, I think.
You were just
Cast was perfect. Everything about this movie was awesome. The only reason it doesn't get a 5 is because only
You wanted to see that dog burn, didn't you?
no, and I will actually admit.
They foreshadowed no animals
No,
getting
actually, thank you for reminding me. I've got 2 reasons why this movie doesn't get a 5.
harmed. Yeah.
1, this movie isn't 13 Assassins. That movie
Okay.
is fucking sick.
What's the real reason?
Kind of different genres.
Number
but
2,
alright.
no, I don't care. I don't care. That movie was the fucking coolest movie I've ever watched
All right.
on film.
Yeah.
That's the only movie. If I had to pick 13, that was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Second reason, we watched it with fucking subtitles. and the subtitles covered up the nipples.
All
Don't
right.
you roll up your
Okay.
window.
When you went back after that scene, there was still rain. She's still in a white
You
T-shirt.
can still see your nipples.
No,
you saw
covered up
no
No,
nipples.
that's
You know
not true.
for a
That's
fact.
not true.
What?
I saw those nipples.
You saw those.
I saw
nipples.
them.
You saw
blocked the
those.
nipples. You
And-
blocked the nipples.
Thank you for reminding me. Here's my issue. Okay, well, this is just my. I have two personal issues with subtitles in English subtitles in movie that's in English.
Yeah.
Here's my issue with them, especially in a comedy.
Yeah.
They fucking spoil the
Fuck up
punchline.
timing, yeah, they fuck up
Every
the timing.
punchline gets
I agree
spoiled.
with Nathan 100%
You see
on
it.
this.
And I try to ignore it. I try to, but my eyes are drawn to it
You're
because
reading it.
I watch a lot of Korean and Japanese shit. And
Yeah.
one of the reasons I picked this is because I've been bringing mostly
Yeah.
samurai movies and Korean stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I want to do something else.
Total destruction.
And then it's every fucking punchline spoiled. And then it did. Go back and watch it. Turn it off.
Okay.
You'll see nipples, wet
Yeah.
T-shirt nipples of
Uh-huh.
Olga Kurlienko, or the fuck her name is, Bond girl.
Bond girl.
She was a
Alright.
Bond girl once.
Okay.
I think in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Nice. Which would have been after
I
this.
agree. I fucking hate that. But see, that doesn't have anything. That's his fault. And obviously it's not 13 Assassins, so that's a 5. That's a 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're upgrading.
Oh, yeah, 5
we're
buckets of
upgrading
five.
your
Yeah.
score to a 5.
I've been officially upgraded to a 5.
Yeah,
You know, your wife
we
asked
pull
to-
your remake.
Your wife
yeah.
has to put on the subtitles,
Yeah.
and
My,
you know,
my
and,
score has been redacted.
I'm not gonna be
officially
mean to your
upgraded
wife.
a 5.
and be like, no, but I fucking hate subtitles on an English language movie. It drives me fucking crazy.
Not 13 Assassins, but for an American film, it was actually a very. I'm sorry. It was a very good 7 Psychopaths. Not 13
Yeah.
Assassins, 7 Psychopaths.
Uh-huh.
It's an excellent movie.
Uh-huh.
It was an excellent movie. I enjoyed
Yeah.
the fuck out of it.
All right.
Yeah.
5s all around.
5s,
Yep.
5s all around.
15. Full 15.
15 out of 15.
There you go. Thank
buckets
you.
of
There it is. And our food scene.
All right.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.